morning. Y'all know I'm rushing to try to get here this morning. How y'all feel? YouTube, you up and running. What's good with you, baby? How's everything going? Come on in. Y'all ready? I know I'm about a few minutes behind schedule, but it's gonna come a time when y'all gonna want me here. And I ain't gonna have the ability to be here. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, in the midst of transition, in the midst of transformation, in the midst of us, like I said, transitioning, then we're gonna all have to do what needs to be done internally. So that way when we reflect on ourselves externally, it'll be a straight go. It's gotta be a go, gotta be on go. But anyway, guys, look good how y'all feel this morning. Come on in. I didn't have my hot tea. I don't have my drink. I only have my cup. So I just grabbed a bottle of water. You know when you drink a lot of different bottles. I got bottles of water halfway finished, and I'm like, look, what is all this about? Like half bottle. Listen, man, we got to do better. But anyway, I got to go. Come on, y'all ready? On the march, get set, ready, go. Ooh, we're here. We're live and living color. How you feel this morning? Come on in. Come on into the assignment. Y'all need clarity over here, Facebook. Y'all look pretty good over here, YouTube. You need some clarity anyway. Boom. How about that? Here goes some clarity for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you wipe the lens. When you wipe the lens of your understanding off. You feel me? Sometimes you might have to wipe the lens of your understanding completely off and then start over with a fresh understanding. And sometimes we have to do that because everything that has been compiled on us from centuries, I don't think that we have the ability to actually erase, but we do have the ability to clean up some things and to tweak what we once understood and knew. And I think that just a part of growing. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to grow as you go. You better grow as you go. And so this morning I'm here just getting ready to give me a little dap, my little oil, my little vibe. I still got my little vibe. I don't want to call out the name, but anyway. Yeah, how's everything going this morning? How y'all feel? Come on, tell me how you feel. How do you feel? Because how you feel will determine a lot. Did you hear me? I say how you feel makes a major determining factor. Look, I know y'all probably can't even hear me right now because I ain't even got my mic. Come on, my brother. Come on, sis. Come on. Come on. You might as well come on now. Huh? We're on the air. You might as well come on in and gather around the table. I say gather around the table of your own understanding and comprehensiveness. Comprehensive. You got to be comprehensive now. You got to be comprehensive. So you might as well gather around the table of your own thoughts and your own understandings and your own consciousness. Yeah. Gather around the table. Pull the table out of your own thoughts and then catapult. I ain't gonna be able to do this because that little pause in the music will make me think. See how it's doing? Y'all see it? Y'all hear it? I ain't gonna be able to do that one. And that one right there, the reason why I put this one on because it said in 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying, you'll have financial abundance of wealth that come your way, you know what I'm saying, through multiple streams. And so at the same time I let this on, but the next time it click off like that, y'all know I can't it'll interrupt my flow. It'll interrupt my flow. I really wanted y'all to hear this because I want you and every individual at the sound of my voice. See? And keep doing it. All right, we're gonna have to go to another one, y'all. Boom. Right? And so yeah, we're gonna have to go to another one. Boom. we're gonna eventually have to go to another one because it's not going God's frequency. Yeah, okay. That sounds good too. Like the universe will sent you this. Listen to what? Manifest your dreams. Come on, let's go to that one. We'll manifest some things this morning. You know what I'm saying? We always gonna be in the manifestation era. And so at the same time, yeah, we're gonna have to learn how to, did you know you attract whatever it is that you desire. You attract what you expect. Within the past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Attract what you expect. Just attract it. You're gonna have to attract what you expect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's might be a little bit better, y'all. Y'all know I'm unscripted. Y'all know I ain't got it all together. And I ain't finna sit here as if I do. Because then I'd be a fake. Ain't nothing fake about me. Because I ain't finna sit here and flodge with y'all and act like, you know what I'm saying? You know how some people try to get on their podcast and act all deep and profound and all the time they stuff ragged in a mango seed. I ain't finna do that. I ain't even play with y'all like that. They're like I'm perfect. I ain't nowhere near perfect. And probably full of flaws and everything else. Ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know one thing, that you're going to have to attract what you expect. I know that much. Did you hear me? I say, ma'am, you're going to eventually have to attract what you expect. You're going to eventually have to attract what you expect and reflect what you desire. Did you hear me? I say reflect on what it is that you desire. Reflect on it. Just start reflecting on what it is that you desire. Attract what you expect and reflect on what it is that you desire. Yeah, you're gonna have to attract it. Listen, stop with the foolishness now. Cause we ain't chasing nothing out here in these streets. We ain't chasing no bag. Oh, I'm chasing the bag. No, hey, listen, time out. We ain't chasing nothing. We attract what we want. We don't chase it. Did you hear me? I said we don't chase, we attract. Did you hear me, ma'am? Huh? Did you hear me? I say one thing about us. We ain't gonna be out here chasing nothing. We ain't chasing no bag. We ain't chasing nobody. If they're gonna come, and they're gonna come through the attraction of energy cords that we have dropped in the atmosphere. And so when you have a positive thought in your mind, right, and you use positive affirmations to galvanize your thoughts in more of a bundle of type of energy cords. It's a bundle. It's not just one energy cord. It's a bundle of energy cords that we put together, and then we allow that positive energy cords that becomes a bundle of affirmations. Then we allow those to go before us, and they precedes us in atmospheres and environments. They precede us, right? Because we have a positive aura. So when you step into the room, when you step into the environment, you step into any place that, you know what I'm saying, that might not be where you are, you will shift the whole place. You will shift the whole dynamic of the atmosphere because of who you are and what you represent and what you hold. Because it's not on us, it's in us. And so you're going to have to move according to the power that you understand that's within you. And so that's all I'm saying. I ain't coming here this morning to say all this. I got this lab jacket on this morning. For whatever reason, as soon as I put this lab jacket on, everything gets serious. You heard what I said? Everything gets serious. It's just a serious matter. And so at the same time, everything gets serious when I put this lab jacket on. We finna go into the labs of our thoughts. We're gonna go into the labs of our minds. We're gonna go into the labs because we all have labs, right? And so we're gonna go into the labs of our thoughts and the labs of our understanding and the labs of our comprehensiveness and comprehension. Yeah, we're gonna go into the labs. And so there's no reason for us not to. It done rained us out. We done been through the storms of life. As a matter of fact, Helen just came through on my birthday. I sat here and did absolutely nothing because it was raining and storming outside. And sometimes what I'm discovering in life, when it rains on the outside, you're going to have to know how to go inward. Did you understand that? And I ain't talking about on the elements of life. I'm talking about in the real true rain. Of course, we know how to get out of the storm because we got the umbrellas and the raincoats. And so we know how to protect ourselves in the middle of the storm. And that's in the natural sense of the word. But there's a spiritual sense too, ma'am, that you're gonna have to go and get out of the elements of your spirit and then get out the outward side of it and come into the inward side. Yes, you're going to eventually have to do that. And so at the same time, I'm here this morning to tell you, to tell every individual under the sound of my voice, attract what you expect and reflect on what it is that you desire. I say attract what you expect. If you expect goodness in your life, then attract goodness out the atmosphere. If you expect for a person to treat you right, then do right by others. Attract what it is that you expect and reflect on what it is that you desire in the earth. Your heart's desire matters to the creator of all things. Your heart desire matters. And so at the same time, I'm here creating a heart desire for myself to say that expansion is in the air. Yeah, you're gonna have to expand, man, in order to grow. Just like how you once fit that size 2-3, or that 3-4, or that 5-6. Now, ma'am, you're in a 7-8, or you're in a 9-10. You feel me? Them hips done spread it. They done got wider. Because at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it's time for, you know what I'm saying, to be expanded. It's time to be enlarged. And so when the creator of all things is getting ready to enlarge your territory, then you're going to have to be in a position to understand that and be ready for the move. Did you hear me? I say you're going to have to be ready. On the mark, get set, ready. You heard what I said. I ain't scared of you. I said on the march, get set, ready. Ooh-wee. You know what that next word is, right? I said on the march, get set, ready. Ooh-wee. You know what that next word is. And so at the same time, I came on this morning to tell you thank you. Thank you for the years. It's getting ready to be years. October 15th is getting ready to be my 2nd year anniversary. And at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to have to do it how it's supposed to be done, you know. And so I'm here this morning. I just cut on some music for us to kind of like gravitate towards as it minister. You know it. You know I don't look at this as a ministry, but at the same time, I want these sounds to actually minister to your innermost being. Did you hear me? Because I'm believing now, as I sit back and I watch, right? As I sit back and I understand, and I sit back as a 57-year-old man and comprehend some things in this thing called life, right? And as I walk through life's curriculum for myself, because nobody can't do it for me. Did you hear me? All life's curriculum has done for me is shown me a lot that I'm aware of and I pay attention to. So I'm not just walking through life's curriculum unanchored. I'm not walking through life's curriculum unsatisfied. I'm satisfied with everything that has transpired. You got to walk with the spirit of satisfaction. I know you was hurt, ma'am, early on in life. I know that you had major traumas and triggers that happened to you early on in life. And I know that as through psychology, we know that, you know what I'm saying, people don't grow out of their traumas. They actually probably sometimes grow into them. Ooh-wee. I ain't sitting down here to say all this. But I promise you, as an adult, you can still see childhood traumas in adults. I can tell you that. You can still see a childhood trauma in an adult woman that's 50-something years old. She could be 50-something years old, and you can still see that childhood trauma in that woman. If you have the right lens and the right perspective to view it and see it. Not that you're doing it intentionally, but it spills out over into the atmosphere by which you speak to that person. You ain't looking for it, especially with the lenses and the eyes that I have now through psychology. I just see it. I can see the hurt. I can see the past pains of the past, the pains of the past. I can see it. When a person open their mouths and speak, I can see the pains of their past. I don't know how I do it. I don't have all the answers. All I know is I can see it just as clear as day. And so at the same time, I'm here this morning to say, we're going to have to make our inner work the most important work. That's all I'm here to say. I'm done already. I said, we're going to have to make our inner work the most important work, because I'm discovering something that individuals will make the work that they do for a living most important. And I sat on the side of my seat this morning. Before I logged on, I say, what would you have me to say to the mind of the people? And it was multiple things that came into my brain instantly. But this one thing stuck out. He said, tell them to make their inner work the most important work. Because people have jobs and people have careers and people have ways to make their money, and they put that as the most predominant work in their environment is their career. The most predominant work in their environment becomes their career or their jobs or what they do for a living becomes the most, because they know they're going to get paid for what they do. And so they're trained to get paid for what they do. But what I'm discovering in this thing called life is that inner work has a paycheck attached to it too. Ooh, yeah, I ain't sitting down here to say all that this morning. I said that inner work. The inner work in you, sir. I'm saying make the inner work the most important work. I know you got a nice job and you go and you done served in the military 20 years, you done did your thing and now you retired. And now you don't even have to go out the house if you don't want to, because all the money is in-house. You could even had a wife that was in the military and both of y'all get 100% disability. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Y'all get 100%. So y'all fat. Y'all don't really have to come out the crib. Y'all don't really have to come out and work. Y'all don't have to do anything. But I can tell you this, is that your inner work can become your work. Work on self. Work on the innermost part of your being and your thoughts and your creativity and your understanding and your comprehensiveness and your comprehensions and your advancements and your privileges and your full holistic understanding internally about how this body works. Like how if you keep putting positive affirmations in the atmosphere, that positivity don't have no other choice but to reciprocate that same action. But on the opposite, if you keep putting negative stuff in the atmosphere, ma'am, sir, or just on the opposite, you'll keep putting negative constructs in the atmosphere. Don't want to see other people win. Don't want to see other people do good. Always having something to say about somebody else's stuff. That's the type of environment and aura that you will build for yourself. So be careful. Ooh-wee. I say be careful, because those holes of jealousy that you have subliminally in the back of your thoughts about somebody else might just be the hole that you fall in based on your own thoughts. And so we're going to have to make sure that our thoughts are pure. Did you remember me saying, think on these things, the things that are good and the things that are more perfect and the things that are more pure and the things that are more peaceful. Think on those things. So I sat down here this morning to tell every individual in the sound of my voice, make sure your inner work becomes your best work. Make sure that your inner work, the work from the inside out, becomes the most predominant thought. And the most predominant action is from your inside. You might not be perfect externally, like me, like myself. I walk with a limp, right? But guess what? I'll lead with the same limp. I walk with a limp. My limp is physiologically, it's physical. You can see it. Yeah. But I sit back on some of these perfect individuals externally. They look perfect. They got the baddest body, but they are psychologically limping. Ooh, they have an emotional limp. I think that they limp way harder than I do. Yeah. But I'll lead this whole world with a limp. Ooh, leading with a limp. I'll lead the whole world with a physical limp, but a strong psychological astuteness and value in the earth, being impactful through words. And so he the one told me to sit down here on October 15th and speak into the mind of the people. I'm not sitting here on my own accord. I'm not sitting here on my own accord. I probably wouldn't even do this. Y'all tell I close my eyes and speak into the mind of the people. I promise y'all I don't have all this stuff to say before I sit here. I promise you I don't. And this morning I just felt like I needed, y'all know yesterday I just threw on a hoodie. It was good. I felt good. And this morning I wanted to reach for the hoodie, and he said, don't you do that. You better put a towel on with put that lab jacket on. And I just didn't even reach for, I didn't even touch it. I just kind of looked over and found this shirt and throwed it on my tie and throwed my lab jacket on, and now I'm ready. For whatever it is that he desired to say to his people, I'll be that liaison. Yeah, I'll be the liaison. I'll be the mediator. Yes, I will. Yeah. And so I'm here on my assignment. Who can check me? Who could check me when I'm on my assignment? Wow. And people see you in your assignment, right? They'll see you somehow or another that you don't even see yourself when you on your assignment. They'll see you. Like I can't come there and see them in their supervisor regalia when they're the supervisor or when they're the president of the corporation. I can't come see them, or when they're the CEO in the boardroom. I like to sit back as a fly on the wall and see how you maneuver. Yeah, you maneuver with a certain amount of authority. And people will get mad at you because when you can't sit there and watch them do their thing on their career, they'll sit back on like lives like this or on people podcasts and they start judging them according to what they feel as though they're viewing. It has nothing to do with the person that's sitting behind the camera, that's sitting in front of the camera talking. It has nothing to do. It has everything to do with the perception by which they came with their traumatic and their trauma and their triggers and their past pains and their past hurt. And they'll view you from that warped perspective. Ooh-wee. They'll view you from a warped perspective and then get mad at you for being you. Ooh-wee. They'll get mad at you just for being who you are and who the creator of all things made you, and with the ability and the agility that you have to speak into the mind of the people. Some people get mad at you for having that ability. And they ain't got nothing to do with you. This is who I am. This is where I am. This is the fingerprint and the thumbprint by which I have on my thumb that no one else can do. Because I'm the only fingerprint in the earth that can do it this way, because I'm the only fingerprint in the earth that wears this fingerprint. Your fingerprint is different from mine, man. Hey, sir, your fingerprint is different from mine. I ain't looking at your digital content and trying to create something around yours. So why are you looking at mine, trying to create something around mine? Be your own entity in the earth. Allow the essence of who you are from the innermost being of who you are bubble up over into the atmosphere by which you absorb and observe, right? You're in that atmosphere changing for the better. Did you hear me? Not intentionally. It can be accidentally you changing it for the better because of who you are in the earth. And no matter where you go, the atmosphere will shift according to your presence and your power and your peace that surpass all understanding. It could be full of chaos all around you. And when you walk into the atmosphere and you exude peace and tranquility and serenity, that'll make some people that's rough around the feathers, that'll make them uncomfortable around you because you operate in peace and tranquility and serenity. You have a certain amount of love and adoration and affection and joy and peace. Yeah, those are all good words. And so I'm here to tell you to attract what you expect and to reflect on your desire. Whatever it is that you desire, continue to reflect on it. You continue to be a winner in the earth, then win. Because winners win, right? Then continue to win, baby. Baby boy, continue to win, my brother. Hey, sis, continue to win. Allow your wins to supersede your losses in the earth. We're going to have both. Ooh-wee. I said we will have both. Wins and losses. We're going to have successes and failures. That's a part of this thing called life's curriculum. So walk it out on your own, in your own time, during your own season, in your own will. Do it in your own will. Ooh. So I sit here this morning with my eyes closed, but my center eye is opened and aligned. That third eye chakra, yeah, it's opened and aligned. And when you walk in alignment, when you walk in your purpose, when you walk in your season, when you walk in your intuition, and you walk in your consciousness, and you walk in your value, and you walk in your worth, you can walk then upright, stable, and solid. You ain't gonna have no wavering going on. You waver with every wind of doctrine that come your way. You wavering, or you're submitting to everything that comes your way without understanding why you even submitting. So sometimes in life, if you want to look at other entities in the earth, from a religious perspective, do the research. As I start to branch out and research different doctrines of people and different understandings that other individuals in other geographical locations worship, then I should have the ability to step outside of what I understand and comprehend and try to see the value of the word and what they're understanding and comprehending. That's when you're expanding. But when you stay narrow-minded and narrow and like, oh, nothing else is only this. That's where I think that's where we go lost, because he said, tell them I am a multifaceted God. You want to use that word? Then use the G-O-D word. Okay, tell him I'm multifaceted. We can't just box him into one specific geographical location and saying this is the only way or the only truth or the only life. This is the only way, because we don't know that to be sure. We don't know that. It can be multiple ways because we serve a multifaceted Savior. We serve a multifaceted entity in the earth. And so at the same time, you're gonna be mad when you find out that he is in everything. He is there already because he created everything. And so through his creation and through his creatorship, if you will, then he has to be, you can't create anything that you're not a part of. So I'm just sitting here on my dean. That's it. I don't mean no harm. I'll sit here and observe and absorb the atmosphere. While I got my Palo Santo, you know what I'm saying, setting the atmosphere for that's conducive for a spiritual awakening that we're all going to have to endure. This spiritual awakening. Yeah, it's an awakening that's happening in the atmosphere. You better be aware. You better be conscious. When shifts happen, you better be sensitive enough. It's a sound in the atmosphere. Did you hear me? I say there's a sound that comes with the opportunity to shift into the new gear. It's a sound in the atmosphere. Clean out your ears so you can hear when that sound about to happen. You know it's time to go. It's time to move. It's time to shift into a new gear. You in third gear, you can hear it. You can feel it. It's like it's time to go to fourth. When you're in fourth, you go into it's time to go to fifth. You understand that through sound and through being intuitive. And so, yeah, if the shift is nearing, if the shift is happening, you better shift. Because if you don't shift, you're going to drag that gear out so long till you're going to mess up every other gear. You bet it's time to shift. And so if it's time to shift, you better be prepared to shift into the new gear, hit that clutch and pull that gear down, or push that gear up to the next one. Yeah. And so you better attract what you expect and reflect on what you desire. Just continue to reflect on it. You know what your heart's desire is, and you know what will get your financial lack into a financial abundance. And sometimes it's not about going to work and working 2 and 3 jobs and walk around here sleep deprived because you got to work 2 and 3 jobs in order to make yourself feel valued in the earth. And it's just like, come on now, it's too much on your body. It's going to take a toll on your body eventually. We're going to have to find ways to get passive income. We're going to have to find ways. It's only 24 hours in a day. How can you work 16 of those 24? I don't understand. And still don't have enough. And still look like you're operating out of a poverty type mindset. Sometimes you might have to shift. If you have the ability, ma'am, shift into an abundant type mindset. Not always in a lack type mindset, because then that was gonna make you have to feel like you got to continue to work so much to get, because you always feel like you under. Nah, flip your thing into the top side of the hourglass and stay on the top side of the mindset, where alkaline conscientiousness is. Because that's acidity. That has to be on the bottom side of the hourglass. When you operate from lack, when you operate from abundance and abundance mindset, you might be lacking, but you still got an abundance type mindset. That's what makes you still have the ability to help people, even in the midst of you needing. Even in the midst of you needing help, you still have the ability to help others. That's when I believe that the creator of all things see what you're doing and understanding, and it's a universal laws of the universe. The law of reciprocity will happen. When you give, it shall be given back to you. That's the law of reciprocity that religious sectors has put into their whole aura because they know it works. The law of reciprocity is a law, a universal law. Google it. Just say, what's the universal laws of the universe? That's the law of reciprocity. Yeah. And so it will be reciprocated. Did you hear me? I say you will be reciprocated. If you give, it shall be given back. And make sure when you give, you're doing it with a pure heart to the people. When you see somebody struggling at Walmart, make sure you come to the rescue like a straight hero or a shero. Come to the rescue like a shero. That's another. Oh, I just got another a download. All right, I gotta talk to the sheroes in the earth. Damn. I gotta talk to the heroes in the earth. Where that just came in my spirit. You see what be happening to me when I talk to y'all? Okay, there go the kings and the queens, and so we gotta add another one to the thing. Heroes, heroes, and sheroes. Wow, that just hit me in my spirit deep just then. I gotta talk to the sheroes in the earth. Okay. All right, kings and queens. Did you hear me? All right, kings. Hey, kings. All the kings in the earth. Hey, queens. All the queens in the earth. Sheroes and heroes. Come to the rescue. Ooh-wee. You see somebody struggling? It's your opportunity. Don't you ever see somebody struggling and try to judge them according to their struggles. Oh, I didn't sit down here to say all this morning. I said, when you see somebody struggling, it ain't for you to judge them according to their struggles. Come to their rescue like a shero, ma'am. Be the shero that you are in the earth. Be the hero that you are in the earth, soldier. Since you are a part of the world and these systems, and you know that at any given time that there's a circle of life, that they're up as well as downs, that they're ins as well as outs. And so I'm here, just got another level of thought. Just like he told me to add kings and queens to the curriculum, now I got to add heroes and sheroes to the curriculum. Wow. I got all my cousins. I got all my nieces and my nephews with me. I got all the aunties and the uncles. Now I got all the So as we clean out our ears so we can hear properly, then when the sound of the shift is about to happen, there's a sound in the atmosphere that happens that lets you know it's time to shift into a new gear. Clean your ears so you can hear it. Clean your nostrils so you can smell the foolishness that's coming down the pike. The same way you can smell all the goodness of the barbecue, you'll be able to smell the stench of something that's not right too when your nostrils are clean. Maybe we got to clean out our eyes. Maybe we got to clean the coal out the corner of your eye. Maybe it's been sitting there since 1919. I don't know. Maybe it's been sitting there since 2019. That coal in the corner of your eye been sitting there for a long ass time, I've said. And so at the same time, it's time to clean the coal out your eye, man. Ooh-wee. You clean that coal out your eye. Yeah. Get your cataracts in check. Make sure you start drinking your tea for your glaucoma. That's hindering your vision from seeing clear. Maybe you got to make sure all your chakras is in alignment and balanced and in sync. So that way, when you walk, you can walk with a spirit of understanding and comprehension. That when it's time, it's time. Ain't no reason to belong it or belittle it. Did you hear me? Ain't no reason to belong it or belittle it. It's time, it's time. Pay attention. Did you hear me? I say pay attention. Make sure you pay attention. Not attention, attention. Yeah, make sure you pay attention to what's going on in the atmosphere. So, y'all know, I didn't sit down here this morning and say all this. Something happens to me when it's time to open that laptop and speaking to the mind of the people. Don't let me mess around and put this lab jacket on, because then it's time to go into the labs and the deepness of our thoughts and our minds. And this is where I'm discovering that some people don't want to go. Did you hear me? I say some people do not want to go there. They don't want to go there. Some people don't have the desire to go there. It's too much for them. It causes them too much pain. It causes them too much the ability to reflect. And when they start reflecting, you know, It's painful. And so I had to go through my painful process as I reflect in my life and see that I have not crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's. That I'm an imperfected person in the earth. You heard me. I say I'm imperfected. But one thing I am is pure. Even in the midst of my imperfections, I'm still pure. And so I didn't have time to stop and get some grab my own. I didn't have time. Wait a minute. You see what I just did in front of y'all? Y'all do this? Am I the only person on earth that do this off of every bottle of water? Let me tell y'all something. I crunch all the bottles of water like this. I don't know why I do this. I think I know why. And I tell people I know why I do it. I just said that to y'all, but I crunch the bottle of water because this bottle is because you make more room in the trash when you throw it in like this. If you throw 5 bottles of water in the trash, you done filled your whole trash up. But if you crunch it, it gives you more. It gives you more space in the garbage. So I just crunch the bottles. That's what I do. But anyway, I reflect, and I want y'all to reflect on your heart's desire. What is it that your heart really truly desire? What is it? You want to walk around here with a woe is me type perspective? And everything you are victimized and everything. You become a victim in every walk of life, and everything you do, you're a victim. And I understand that comes sometimes from people that literally come out their mother's womb like that, like victimized, and they didn't get the love, and they didn't get the touch, or they cried for hours before somebody came to their rescue. And as time progressed, they become like their needs wasn't met at the time by which it should have been. And this is what I'm talking about right now is Erik Erikson. This theorist that came in through, they called it the stages of life. And he's saying that if you don't match this certain stage of life, right, and you didn't get all of the compassion that you needed as an infant, and they let you sat there on the bed and cried for some hours on end till you actually cried yourself to sleep on multiple occasions, that type of stuff triggers over into adulthood, right? And everything that we're discovering in this thing called psychological evaluations, we see that our past experiences plays a significant factor on our present and our future. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm discovering is that in every grown woman, there's a little girl. Did you hear me? I say what I've discovered is in every grown 50, 60, 70-year-old man is a little boy inside the man. And so we have to see and we have to understand who we're talking to at that moment. Because even though it's a big 6'2", 235-pound man in your presence, you still might be talking to a little boy at that moment or a young adult at that moment. Yeah. And so, yeah, this thing real, y'all. Did you hear me? I say this stuff is real. This is not a dress rehearsal. We're actually doing life, and life is doing us. And so we better be lifing out here, because life gonna life regardless of whether you lifing or not. You could be done sat down and gave up and be pushing a buggy, right? You could be pushing a buggy, and I ain't talking about no physical buggy. I'm talking about a spiritual buggy. I'm talking about an emotional buggy full of baggage from your past. You can be pushing a buggy of psychological maladaptive behaviors in your mind. You pushing a buggy around full of all the past pains and the past traumas and the past hurts of your past as an infant. You'll be pushing it around as an adult psychologically in your mind, even though you're driving a brand new Benz. Ooh-wee. Even though you're driving a brand new Jeep. Ooh-wee. It's brand new. But then you still have baggage that you haven't dealt with. And so at the same time, I tell everybody, come and pour it all out on the table of your conscientiousness. Pour it all out. Pour everything out on the table of your understanding. And I believe that you are going to have the ability to sort through a lot of the things. If it's a lot of things that causes you pain and hurt, and causes you discomfort, and causes you to be disoriented, or causes you to be dissatisfied in the whole overall schema of things, and I understand. Baby girl, I understand more than you would ever think I do. Hey, baby boy, I understand everything more than what you ever think I will, my brother. I don't know how I understand. I'm just empathetic to the matter at hand. I'm empathetic, and I know how to tap into my understanding and then come where you are, meet you right where you are. I know how to meet you right where you are. And that this didn't come through the knowledge and the information that I've gathered through all these theorists, through higher education. This didn't come that way. This came from my mother's womb. Woo-wee. I came out my mother's womb with this innate ability, I-N-N-A-T-E. It's an innate ability that I operate from. And so I know I went and got the degrees and got it on the wall and all that type stuff. That's irrelevant to where I am right now, because I'm not even talking from that perspective. I'm talking from the innate ability that I'm able to identify, have empathy or sympathy towards whatever it is that that person might be going through. I have the ability to tap into where they are and bring them up out of it. Ooh-wee. That's probably why the enemy fight me hard. He fight me because of that innate ability that I have to go in right where that person is, and I can tap into where they are and then start elevating them and inclinating them and bringing them up out of the dungeon of their thoughts, out of the dark dungeon and wet, moist places of life that don't really serve us anymore. They're wet and they're moist and they're molded. Ooh-wee. And that's what I see in my spirit right now, a dark, wet, molded spot that you know that moisture causes mold. If you inhale mold for a long time, it will jump into your respiratory system. You won't even be able to breathe properly. You might have to clean out your nostrils and reset your respiratory system in order to breathe in thoroughly. All the way up from your apices, all the way down to your costophrenic angles of your lungs. You want to breathe. So, I'm here this morning. I said I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to assist you out your dungeon experiences, if you allow me to. But I can tell you this, ma'am, if you turn your sights towards me, when I'm here to help you, but when you turn your energy towards me and stand on the other side of the net from me and act like you're in opposition to the help that I want to help assist you with, but you want to act like you're in opposition to that help, then I can't help nobody that don't want help. I can't help nobody that don't want help. If you don't want help, then move around. It's okay. I'm here to help the mind of the people. So if you don't want help, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe you don't want my help. That's okay too. I don't force myself on nobody. I'm not that person. Just like that young lady at one time just came in and slammed the door, said, I done been abused, I done been I'm abandoned. She used words like that. I'm like, man, I am so, in the back of my mind, I was feeling some type of way when she just stepped in my room and slammed the door and started saying these things. And then she said, how can you help me? It was at that moment that I clicked into my reality and said, hey, I can only help you if you desire to be helped. If you don't have a desire to be helped, please step back outside my door. Because I can't help nobody that don't want to be helped. And if you feel as though you solid and you good and you don't want help, then I understand. So I won't help you. I'll back so far away from you, ma'am. Hey, sir, I'll back so far out of the area, out of the atmosphere, out of the environment by which you stand. I'll stand right there and back out in my spirit. Ooh, I'll be right in your presence. I'll back all the way up out my spirit. Back so far away from you out in my spirit to where you will know that I'm distant, even though I'm in your presence. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Sit down here to say all this. Maybe I'm giving y'all too much. Maybe I'm giving you just enough for you to understand that it's different realms to this. There's different realms. Did you hear me? Not levels. There are different dimensions to this. That you can be literally standing in the presence of somebody and you're not even present. People do that all the time. They go to work every day because they know that's what it's going to take to pay the bills, but they're not even present at the job, and they're making mistakes after mistake after mistake because they're not even present at the job, but their physical body is there, but they're not even present. Their mind is somewhere on the other side of town. Your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. You're messing me around. So, all the kings and the queens in the earth stand up. All the heroes and the sheroes in the earth stand up and be accounted. Pay attention. Make sure you're helping others get to their new destinations, their new newness, their new environment, their new psychological realm, their new dimension. So attract what it is that you expect and reflect on what it is that you desire. Did you hear me? I say go ahead on and attract what it is that you expect in your life. If you're expecting something and you're sitting there with the spirit of expectation, then go ahead on and attract it out the atmosphere. Ooh-wee. Yeah. I know. Wow, this session went fast, y'all. It's 59 minutes. It's like an hour already. I feel like I've been here an hour. It don't even feel like I've been here an hour already, but it has been. Ooh-wee. It's 59 minutes and 18 seconds. All right, y'all. Yeah, this came out my spirit right here. Yeah, this one out the spirit realm. Yeah. I just want you to know that I love you in spite of. Because the love that I have is that agape love. So agape gonna supersede any of the foolishness. I love you from the agape love. Yeah. And so continue to stand on your ding. Continue to stand in your purpose. Continue to stand in your peace that surpasses all understanding. Continue to stand in fairness of it all. Be fair to yourself. Don't beat yourself up so just be fair to yourself. Anyway, I gotta go, y'all. I am Kendrick B. Davis, Sr., your thought-provoking specialist, and I'm on assignment. And I'm here to tell every individual in the sound of my voice to attract what it is that you expect and reflect on all the things that your heart's desire. Whatever it is that your heart's desire is, reflect on those things and you'll see them manifest right in your presence because of the reflection and because of the attraction. I gotta go. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Y'all be blessed. I am Kendrick B. Davis, Sr., your thought-provoking specialist, and I'm on assignment.